Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our Caitanya Caritāmrta class. Let's begin with our prayer.
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. We are continuing our discussion from Srī Caitanya Caritāmrta. We are on chapter 19. Lord Chaitanya instructs Srila Rupa Goswami. In this chapter, we have heard so far Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, they are engaged in the service of Nawab Hussain Shah. They meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and they surrender their lives to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They make plan to give up the service of Nawab Hussain Shah. Rupa Goswami leaves as soon as he hears that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has left for Vrindavan. Rupa Goswami leaves and informs Sanatan Goswami that I am leaving. I have kept 10,000 gold coins under the care of a grocer. You please use them and you also come. Sanatan Goswami, he cannot leave, everything because everything is depending on him. Nawab was depending on him. He cannot leave suddenly. So he makes a plan. He tells that I am sick. And on the pretext of the illness, he is reading Bhagavatam with all the Brahmanas at his palace. Nawab comes to know that Sanatan Goswami is not coming. Sakar Malik. He comes and sees that, oh, he's not sick. He's just pretending. He becomes angry. He orders that you have to come and I'm going to Odisha. You have to be with me. Sanatan Goswami refuses. Ultimately, he is imprisoned. Rupa Goswami and his brother Anupam Vallabha, they reach Prayag. And in Prayag, they find that entire city of Prayag is resounding with the names of Lord Sri Krishna. They understand that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is staying in Prayag at that time. At a particular moment, at a particular time when there were not many people, they come and surrender in front of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraces Rupa and Vallabha, inquires about Sanatan Goswami. Rupa Goswami says that he is in prison. If you show mercy, then he'll be relieved. Mahaprabhu says that he is already free of that prison. Very soon he'll meet you. He shows mercy to Sanatan Goswami, to Rupa Goswami. And ultimately, Vallabh Bhatta came and meets with Lord Sri Chaitanya. And he understands Lord Sri Chaitanya makes Vallabha meet Rup Goswami and Vallabha or Anupam. Sri Vallabha, he had a very loving relation with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He takes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his village, Adaila Gram, and there he worships Mahaprabhu along with his family. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returns back to Prayag. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he starts instructing Sri Rupa Goswami at Prayag and empowers him. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Pranta, Sab Shikhaila, Prabhu Bhagavat Siddhanta. Mahaprabhu taught all the wonderful philosophy about Krishna, about devotion, about various mellows based on Bhagavatam. Kaviraj Goswami describes the glories of Srila Rupa Goswami as mentioned by Kavi Karnapur. Kalena Brindavan Keli Varta Lupte Titam Kya Paitum Vishishya Kripamritena Vishishesha Devam Tatraiva Rupam Cha Sanatanam Cha. Mahaprabhu, he sprinkled his mercy on Rup and Sanatan Goswami and empowered them to excavate holy places, write literatures, and build temples. Rupa Goswami was such a great personality. He was the embodiment of love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Priya Swarupe, Daita Swarupe, Prema Swarupe, Sahajabhirupe, Nijano Rupe, Prabhureka Rupe, Tatana Rupe, Swavilasa Rupe. Sri Rupa Goswami was very dear to Swarup Damodar, Priya Swarupe, and he was very dear to the Lord, Daita Swarupe. He was embodiment of love of Mahaprabhu. Prema Swarupe, Sahaja Abhirupe. He was naturally very beautiful. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he empowered him and instructed him on the principles of devotion. And Rupa Goswami, he carefully followed them. Beautiful qualities of Rupa Sanatana Goswami are described. Whenever somebody would return from Vrindavan, all the devotees and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would inquire about Rupa and Sanatan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started instructing Srila Rupa Goswami. So far we have heard Mahaprabhu describing the rarity of devotion and the glory of a devotee. Mahaprabhu describes the process of cultivating Krishna Bhakti from Bhakti Lata Bij. He describes the various obstacles, the offenses, and the weeds. The weeds are Putinati, Nishiddhachara, Jivahimsan, Puja Lava, Pratishtha, Adi, Yata Upashakhagan. We heard all this. And then in the last class, we heard about the principles of pure devotional service being described by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu quoted this Anya Abhilashita Shunyam verse. He quoted from the various he quoted various verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll continue from verse number 183. In this section now, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to describe the 5 primary and secondary mellows of devotional service. All these are very high, very esoteric devotional principles. All the 5 rasas, Dasya, Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, they begin at the level of self-realization. But still we will just hear what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching for the sake of what's in store for us, what a Gaudiya Vaishnava can aspire for. So Mahaprabhu starts. He says, according to the devotee, the attachment falls in 5 categories: Shantarati, Dasyarati, Sakhyarati, Vatsalyarati, and Madhuryarati. So these 5 categories are from different types of attachments. And these are of 5 types. Srila Prabhupada quotes many verses. The purports are very wonderful. Srila Prabhupada is quoting from Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu by Rupa Goswami, and he's giving the definition of each and every mellow, each and every relation. So the rati is different, and the rasa which comes from that rati is another thing. So first he describes the five types of rati attachments, five types of attachments. So what is the shanta rati? So there is an attachment, and from that attachment a mellow comes. So the attachment is called as rati, and the taste which comes from that is called rasa. So what is the shantarati? Shantarati means when one is free from all the material attachments. That is the beginning of spiritual realization, self-realization. At the stage of self-realization, one can achieve this shantarati. When one is free from all the material attachments, free from all the doubts, there is no confusion about his position. Jivera Swarup Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. This is still not yet so much developed. Das is not yet developed, but the concept of Atma is realized that I am not this body, I am soul. So, a devotee at Shantarati, he is between the conception of impersonalism and personalism. It's not completely impersonal because that is the level of jnana. Jnana leads to impersonal realization, Brahma Mukti. But this devotee, he is somewhere between impersonal and personal realization. He is still not very attached to the personal features of the Lord. He has appreciation of the greatness. Oh, Lord is very great. He's all powerful. But he is attached to the impersonal feature also. Not so much attached to personal feature and attached to impersonal feature. So basically, this person, he is attached to the Paramatma. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Ridadeshe Arjuna Tishtati. So this Ridadeshe Arjuna Tishtati, the Paramatma feature is realized by a devotee at Shanta Rati. And this devotee can see the Lord everywhere. He can see Paramatma in every living entity. That is the level of Shanta Rati devotee. He is a self-realized soul. He is a Paramatma realized soul. He understands that Lord is everywhere. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. So this devotee is a Samadarshina. He is a self-realized soul who can see Paramatma and who can see Atma in every living entity. Then in the Dasyarati, his personal feature is appreciated more. The Lord's personal feature is appreciated more. And this great devotee understands that I am subordinate to the Lord. He identifies himself to be the servant of the Lord. He surrenders to the Lord. He wants to render service to the Lord. That is the difference between a devotee in Shantarati and a devotee in Dasyarati. Devotee in Shantarati is not very much willing to render service. He just appreciates he appreciates the Paramatma feature everywhere. But is not so much inclined to serve the Lord. But a devotee in Dasya Bhava, Dasyarati, he wants to serve the Lord. He is willingly eager, he is voluntarily eager to serve the Lord. And for him, the Lord is his worshipable personality. Bhakti, Paraisha Anubhava, Virakti. So that is the level of Dasyarati. So this verse is for a person or for a devotee who is at the level of Dasyarati. Bhakti Pareshanubhavo Virakti Anyatra Chaisha Trika Eka Kala Prapadyamanasya yathashnatasyu tushti pushti kshutapayonughasam. Just like when we eat, with every morsel, three things happen. We feel satisfaction, we feel nourished, and the hunger decreases. Tushti, pushti, kshutapayonughasam. Similarly, a devotee at the level of dasya, dasya rati, he renders service, he experiences the presence of the Lord. Para ish anubhav. He can experience the Lord's presence. And he is virakta, he is detached from the material things. So this Shantarati, it is somewhere between material and spiritual. Neither material nor spiritual. Somewhere between spiritual and material. But Dasya is actually a spiritual platform. That's what Srila Prabhupada writes. And this devotee in Dasya Bhav has no attachment other than Krishna's service. That is Dasya. Then comes Sakhyarati. In this Sakhyarati, now one feels to be equal to Supreme Lord. Not in a way that, oh, I have become God, but he believes in equal dealings with the Lord. He thinks, oh Lord, and we are equal, and they exchange joking words. He plays with the Lord. Just like the friends of Krishna, all the cowherd boys, Sridama, Subal, Stoka Krishna, Madhumangal, and all the cowherd boys of Vrindavan. So this Sakhya is also of two types that we will discuss. All the rati, all the rasa, they are of two types. Rati is of two types also. Vaishwarya Mishra and Kevala. We'll discuss about that in some time. So the Sakhya means he treats the Lord at the equal level and then he jokes with the Lord also sometimes. Just like there's a story of a devotee named Raghu in Jagannath Puri. He was a devotee of the Lord, and Jagannath would be in a Sakhya Bhav with this Raghu. So Lord would come as a small boy and he would play with Raghu. Raghu was a small boy. One day, Lord came and told Raghu, today we will steal this jackfruit from the garden of king. So Raghu says, Arey Baba, why you want to steal? You want to eat jackfruit, na? I will get jackfruit for you. So Lord says, no. You will not understand the fun of stealing something and eating. I'm used to it. I used to steal butter. Raghu says, no, I can't do it. He says, Arey, you have to help me. So ultimately, Lord Jagannath convinces Raghu. They both secretly enter the garden of king and they find the biggest jackfruit. And Lord tells Raghu, you climb this tree and you pluck that jackfruit and you throw from above, I'll catch it and we'll both eat. So Raghu climbs the jackfruit tree and plucks that big jackfruit and he says, oh, Jagannath, you are there, na? So Lord says, yes, I'm there, you throw. So Raghu throws this jackfruit and Jagannath disappears. And this jackfruit falls with a great sound. So all the guards of the garden, they come and they find that this Raghu is climbing this tree and he is stealing jackfruit. They all know that Raghu is a very great devotee of the Lord. So they take him to the king and they tell the whole story. The king asks Raghu, what is this? Why were you stealing? Raghu tells what can I do? I told Jagannath came and told me that we'll steal jackfruit. I told him that I'll buy for you. He said, no, we'll steal and eat. And then I climbed the tree and then he told you throw the fruit and I'll catch and then he disappeared. And everybody was laughing. So that is the Sakhya Bhava, Sakhya Rati. Another Rati is Vatsalya Rati. In this, the devotee feels that the Lord is my child. He appreciates the Lord in his childhood feature. And he thinks that I have to protect the Lord. And the devotee is ready to be worshipped by the Lord in this situation. Just like in Vrindavan, sometimes Krishna, he takes the slippers of Nanda Maharaj on his head as a small child. And Nanda Maharaj, he accepts that slipper from Krishna. He is not saying, oh, you Supreme Lord, how can I allow him to do this? No. That is the mood of a Vatsalya devotee. He treats the Lord like his son and he offers blessings to the Lord also. Like Nanda, Yashoda, Devaki, Vasudev, they would offer blessings to the Lord. May you live long. And then there is Madhurya Rati. In Madhurya Rati, there are 8 kinds of remembrances, Prabhupada describes. When there is intimate relationship, they have wonderful dealings like sweet words and glancing and joking. That is Madhurya Rati. And the chief mellows which are experienced in these attachments, they are called as Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakhyaras, Vatsalyaras, and Madhuryaras. So Srila Prabhupada again describes in detail about all these things from Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. What is this Shanta Bhakti Ras? So this Shanta Bhakti Ras means when the Shanta Rati exists continuously and it is mixed with ecstatic emotion. This devotee is ecstatic, he is joyful, he is enjoying the bliss of seeing Paramatma everywhere. This is called a Shanta Bhakti Rasa. It is a very blissful situation. Shanta Bhakti Rasa, the joy of seeing Paramatma everywhere and being ecstatic to see the Lord in this way. And because their taste is not complete, their taste of transcendental bliss is still not complete, therefore it is called as aghan, not concentrated. Just like ordinary milk and concentrated milk. So this is like an ordinary milk. But when this Shanta devotee, he becomes more closer to the Lord and starts serving the Lord. When it comes to Dasya Bhava, then the happiness becomes concentrated, ghana. So that's how the Shanta Rati devotee, sometimes he relishes very beautiful emotion after meeting the Lord. He also sees the Lord, he meets the Lord. But this is not comparable to the joy which a Dasya Bhava, Dasya Rati devotee feels. The joy of a Dasya Rati devotee is much, much higher because he is serving. The Shanta Rati devotee also meets the Lord, but that joy is not much. In the Dasya Ras or Dasya Bhakti Ras, this devotee, he develops, according to the desire of this devotee, he develops this type of love, of Dasya. And in this Dasya Rasa, there are 2 categories. Sambhrama Dasya and Gaurava Dasya. Sambhrama Dasya means when this devotee renders respectful service to the Lord. He understands that, oh, Lord is Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality. But there is more advanced level of Dasya that is called as Gaurava Dasya. Gaurava Dasya means in this bhava, the devotee feels that he is receiving protection from the Lord. So this mode of protection is more prominent. Lord will protect me always. In Sakhya Bhava, There is constant emotion of being a friend, fraternity. Then Vatsalya, it is parental rasa mixed with corresponding emotions of Vatsalya Bhav and then Madhurya Bhav. And then Kaviraj, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu starts describing the seven indirect mellows, Gauna Rasa. So there is 5 primary rasa and there are 7 secondary rasas. What are the 7 secondary rasas? Hasyo adbhutastatha veera karuno raudra ityapi bhayanaka sa vibhatsa iti gaunascha saptadha. Hasya rasa, the mood of laughter. Hasya, adbhuta, wonder. Veer, chivalry. Karuna, compassion. Rudra, anger. Bhayanak, that means disastrous. And Vibhatsa, fearful. So these are the 7 secondary rasas. Srila Prabhupada again quotes from Bhaktirasamrita Sindhu, not in detail, but the definitions of all this. Hasya rasa means when there is a laughing attachment to Krishna, a devotee, he is laughing and he's enjoying with Krishna. Then in Adbhuta rasa, the devotee is fixed in wonder of whatever the Lord does, whatever the Lord is. In Veera rasa, this devotee's attachment mixes with sometimes merciful tendency or charitable tendency or fighting tendency, bellicose, Prabhupada writes, bellicose tendency. That is Veera rasa. Then Karuna rasa means when there is lamentation. Oh, I am not able to see the Lord. Lord is not seen. The Karuna rasa is also there. And the Lord disappears. When there is Bhayanak, when the attachment with Krishna is filled with fear, mixed with fear, not filled, mixed with fear. Then when a devotee is attached to Krishna in an abominable way, the Lord does something which is very abominable and the devotee does something and the devotee enjoys it also. So when these 5 types of primary rasas, they mix with 7 secondary rasas, they create wonderful ecstatic emotions. So these 5 primary rasas, they are always there. They are sthai bhava. We heard in the last class also sthai. They are always there. They are like the 5 major main actors. In the movie, in the drama, you see there are some main actors. They are always there on the stage. And there are some supporting people. They keep coming and then they do some role and then they disappear. So all these 7, they are like the supporting roles, supporting actors. They increase the emotions. If the 7 are not there, the emotions are not enhanced. So that's how these 5 primary and 7 secondary rasas are there. Mahaprabhu gives some examples of these secondary rasas and primary rasas. He gives prominently examples of primary rasa. In Shanta rasa, there were Nava Yogendra. We hear in the 11th canto, there are 9 Nava Yogendras. Out of 100 sons of Rishabdev, the 9 became self-realized souls and they instructed Nimi Maharaj. So they are actually in Shanta rasa. They are self-realized souls. And then the 4 Kumaras were also in Shanta Bhava after they became a devotee. Because previous to that, they were impersonalists, Brahmavadis. But we hear the story in the 3rd canto when they went to Vaikuntha and they wanted to have darshan of the Lord, because that's the mood of a jnani. He wants to sometimes see the Lord personally. They went to the Vaikuntha, they crossed the 6 gates on the seventh gate, Jai Vijay was there. They stopped them. And there was argument, and ultimately Jai Vijay was cursed. And then, seeing all this commotion, the Lord came from inside along with Lakshmi. And these four Kumaras, they first time see the Lord. They smell the aroma of Tulasi, which was offered at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. That made them devotees. Tasya padaravinda kinjal kamishra tulasi makaranda vayu antaragata swavivarena chakara tesham sanshobhamaksharajusham apichitta tanavo aravinda nayanasya padaravinda. On the lotus feet of the lotus-eyed Lord, Tulasi is offered. Kinjal Kamishra Tulasi, the saffron particles from the lotus feet of the Lord mixed with the aroma of Tulasi when they entered. Antaragata Swavivarena Chakara Tesham, they entered the nostrils of these four Kumaras. Although these devotees, these Brahmavadis, they were situated in monism, completely steady. No material emotions can affect them. But Sankshobham, they got agitated with the feelings of devotion. And they attained Shantarati. Our acharyas, they describe why they attained Shantarati. Because they offended Jai Vijay, so they could attain only Shantarati. So that is the, power of Vaishnava Paradh. The rati which one achieves becomes stunted. So the four Kumaras and Navyogendras, they were in Shantarati. Then Dasya, Mahaprabhu says there are innumerable devotees in Dasya. Prabhupada gives examples of some devotees from Vrindavan, some from Dwarka. He says Raktak, Chitrak, Patraka. They are the Brajavasi devotees, cowherd boys in Dasya Bhav. Arjun is, Daruka in Dwarka is in Dasya Bhav, serving the Lord as a chariot driver. Hanumanji is also in Dasya Bhav. And then in Vrindavan, there are devotees like Nanda, Yashoda, they are in Vatsalya. In Dwarka, there are Devaki and Vasudev, Vatsalya Bhava. And then in Madhurya Bhava, Gopi Gana, Mahishi Gana, and Lakshmi Gana. In Vrindavan, the Gopis are there. In Dwarka, the queens are there. And in Vaikuntha, the Lakshmis are there. They are in Madhurya Bhava. So these are the various types of devotees in 5 primary rasas. Then Mahaprabhu starts describing the 2 categories of rati. Punahar Krishna rati hoye duita prakar, Aishwarya Gyan Mishra Kevala Bhed ar. Aishwarya Gyan Mishra and Kevala Bhed ar. So Aishwarya Mishra rati, Aishwarya Gyan Mishra rati and Kevala rati. That attachment which is mixed with the knowledge of awe and reverence of the Lord, for the Lord, that is called as Aishwarya Gyan Mishrarati. And Kevala means when this attachment is pure without any conception of awe and reverence. That is called as Kevala. So this Kevala Rati is found in Vrindavan, Goloka only, Gokul Vrindavan. And this Aishwarya Gyan Mishrarati is found in Dwarka and Mathura and in Vaikuntha. And in all these places, opulence is very prominent. It is full of opulence. The Lord is dressed royally and he has so many servants ready to serve him. But in this pure attachment, only in Gokula Vrindavan. In Kevala Bhava, these devotees, they feel sometimes, they see the Lord has unlimited potency, but it doesn't register. They don't give it so much of importance. Gopis are aware that he is Paramatma. He is the same Paramatma, and he has come many times. In the Gopi Geet, the gopis they tell that you are the same Lord who is there as Paramatma, but they don't care about it. They are just absorbed in serving the Lord without any conception of awe and reverence. So basically, in Shant and Dasya, this Aishwarya Mishra Jnana is prominent. But in Vatsalya, Sakhya, and Madhurya, the opulence is minimized. Still, it is there. It is not that it is not there, but it is less. But in Shant and Dasya, this Aishwarya Gyan is very prominent. Now Mahaprabhu starts giving some example of devotees who had Aishwarya Mishra Jnana Rati and Kevala Rati. Devaki Vasudevascha Vigyaya Jagadishwarau Kritsamvandanau Putrau Shashvajate Nasankitau. When Krishna and Balram they came to Mathura and they killed Kamsa, was a very, very powerful demon who had terrorized even Devtas. Devtas were fearful. He had so many powerful demons under his control. And Kamsa was killed very effortlessly by Krishna. So many other demons were killed by Balram, Chanur, Mustik and all, Shala, Toshal. After killing all of them, Krishna Balram, they come and offer obeisances to Devaki and Vasudeva. So they realize, Devaki Vasudeva realize that he is not an ordinary child, he is Jagadishwara. So although they are offering respects out of fear, Devaki Vasudeva, they didn't embrace their children, although they were meeting them after 11 years. So that is Aishwarya Jnana Mishra Rati. So when this Jnana, although they were in Vatsalya, but this Jnana overpowered. Then Mahaprabhu gives the example of Sakhya Bhava, in which Aishwarya Jnana Mishra Rati is prominent. In Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna showed Virat Rupa to Arjuna, Arjuna was amazed. And he started offering prayers. Sakheti matva prasabam yaduttam he Krishna he yadava he sakheti ajanata mahimanam tavedam maya pramadat pranayena vapi. Oh, I thought of you as my friend and I addressed you in some rash way. Hey Krishna, Yadava, Sakha. I didn't know your glories. Ajanata Mahimanam Tavedam. So whatever I spoke out of love or out of impudence, Shamasyava Yachavahasardhamasatkritosi Viharashaya Shanabhojaneshu Ekothavapyachutat Samaksham Tachamaye Twamaham Prameyam. Whatever I spoke, sometimes I was moving with you, lying down and talking to you, and we spoke together, ate together. I took you as a simple friend of mine. You are Aprameya. Please forgive me. So this is Sakhya, which is Aishwarya Jnana Mishra. Then he gives example of Madhurya, which is Aishwarya Jnana Mishra. One time Krishna in Dwarka, he wanted to see the anger of Rukmini. So he was thinking, oh, she is always very submissive. She never becomes angry. So Krishna, just to have some different type of emotion, he wanted to make Rukmini angry. So he started speaking that, oh, it is not actually you didn't take the right decision. So many kings were ready to marry you. But Shishupal was so powerful. And who am I? I am a simple coward boy. I ran away from battle and I have taken shelter in the middle of the ocean. So you should think of, there is a chance. You think of getting remarried. You go and marry someone else. So he was joking. Rukmini, she took it seriously. She thought, oh my God, Lord wants to leave me. She became full of distress. She lost her intelligence. She started lamenting. Her hairs got disarrayed. The charmer from her hand. She was doing charmer for the long. The charmer fell down. The flowers fell down. And then she became unconscious. She dropped. She fainted as if a banana tree which is struck by strong winds. So that is Aishwarya Jnana Mishra Rati. केवलार शुद्ध प्रेम ऐश्वर्य ना जाने ऐश्वर्य देखिले वो निज संबंध से मने. But Kevala, although a devotee, he understands that he is supreme, but does not consider it much. He does not consider the opulence of Krishna much. Even though Aishwarya Dekhileo, although he experiences the opulence of the Lord, he is more concerned with his relation with the Lord. Prabhupada writes, actually, there is no question of comparing oneself equal to Krishna, but a devotee in those rasas, they are so advanced in Krishna consciousness that they behave with Krishna as if he is an ordinary man. And then Mahaprabhu gives various examples of Vatsalya, Sakhya, and Madhurya. In Vatsalya Bhav, he gives the example of Yashoda Mai. Tayya Chopanishadbhischa Sankhya Yogascha Sattvatai Upagiyamana Mahatmyam Harim Samanyatatmajam. That Supreme Personality who is worshipped by Indra, Chandra, and all the Devtas, who is worshipped, glorified by the Upanishads, all the three Upanishads, who is worshipped by the great sages who are aspiring for liberation, Sankhya Yoga, and that Supreme Lord who is worshipped by the devotees. When Mother Yashoda saw in a small Bal Gopal's mouth all the universes, momentarily she was struck with wonder. But then the next moment, she thought, oh, whoever, whatever it may be, but he's my son. So they never ever register that he may be Supreme Lord. Tam matvatmajam avyaktam martyalingam madokshajam gopiko lukhle damna babandha prakritam yatha. So that Supreme Lord who is Adokshaja, who is beyond material, beyond the sense perception, when he appears in the human form, and he is creating all the chaos, breaking the pot of yogurts and running around and feeding monkeys and doing everything, stealing. Mother Yashoda, she catches Krishna. She ran behind Krishna, catches Krishna. That Supreme Lord is not caught by the sages. They are working for many, many lifetimes. That Lord is caught by Mother Yashoda because of her love and devotion. Evam sandarshita hyanga harina vrityavashyita swavashenapi krishnena yasyedam saishwaram vashe. That Supreme Lord who controls all the universes, all the controllers of the universes. He is controlled by Mother Yashoda just by showing small stick. She is showing stick and he is trembling in fear. Rudantam muhuranetram yugmam rijantam karamboja yugamena satankanetram sa atankanetram. Terror, trembling. So one time when this Damodar Lila happened and Mother Yashoda bound Krishna and she left, Balramji comes and he tells Krishna, don't worry, I'll release you from this. He tries, but he could not open the knot because this knot was tied with Vatsalya Bhav. Balramji was in Sakhya Bhav. So he could not open it. He goes to Mother Yashoda and says, how can you bind Krishna? Do you know who is he? Mother Yashoda says, who is he? Are he is Supreme Personality, he is Akhil Koti Brahmanda Nayak. She says, Acha, and who are you? And I am the first expansion. I am the source of all the avatars. So she says, all the avatars had to take birth in my home only. If you don't go away, I'll bind you also. So Balramji goes back and says, Nahi Jama. She is very angry. So that is the Vatsalya Bhav, which is devoid of Aishwarya Gyan. Uvaha Krishno Bhagavan Shridamanam Parajitaha Vrishabham Bhadrasenastu Pralambo Rohini Sutam. Then he explains about the Sakhya, which is without any conception of awe and reverence. When Pralambasur came and became a small cowherd boy wanting to kill Krishna and Balaram. Krishna and Balaram, they understood though this demon has come in the form of cowherd boy wanting to kill us. So that day they divided into two teams. And the winning team will have to, the loser will have to carry the winning team on the shoulders and go till Bhandirvan. So Krishna and Balaram, they are the two leaders, and Krishna's team lost. So Krishna has to carry Sridama. So Sridama, Krishna is defeated by Sridama, and he's carrying Krishna on his, and he's carrying Sridama on his back. That is what's Sakhya Bhav. Kaviraj Goswami describes earlier also. Sakha more shuddha bhave skande arohan tumi kona badaloka tumi amasam. So these coward boys, they tell Krishna, Krishna, what type of big person you are? Yesterday only we defeated you. And if Krishna doesn't follow what they say, they threaten Krishna, Krishna, if you don't follow, then we'll not play with you. So Krishna has to follow them. So that is Sakhya. And then he describes about Madhurya. So in Ras Lila, when Srimati Radharani, she was thinking, oh, Krishna has left all the gopis and he is with me. So she says, she became a little proud. It is transcendental pride. And she left Krishna. She left along with Krishna, and then she tells Krishna, I can't walk. Can you carry me? So Krishna says, okay, climb on my shoulder. And as she's trying to climb, Krishna disappears. And then they are, all the gopis, they are lamenting. When this entire Gopi Geet comes. And that Gopi Geet, in one of the verses, these gopis are chastising Krishna, calling him a cheater. Pati sutanvaya bhratra bandhavat ati vilangyate tachyutagata gati vidastavo gita mohita gita vayoshita kastya nishi. They're telling Krishna, we left everything for you. We left our husbands, our children, our brothers and sisters and our relatives. Everything we left, everyone we left. And we have come to you to serve you, to be with you, to dance with you, give you pleasure. And you know our desires. Gati vidattavo. You know our desires, why we have come. And you are, and because you only attracted us by your flute, Gita Mohita. And now you're telling us to go away. Kittava, you are a cheater. Because who will give up a lady who has come in the middle of the night? So that's the Madhurya Bhav, which is Kevala. Because none of the queens of Krishna can do this. Nobody can call Krishna a cheat. No Lakshmis can call Vishnu's a cheater. They're always serving Krishna as maid servants. And there's a whole chapter in the 10th canto where, in the Kurukshetra, when this solar eclipse happened and all the Rajavasis and Kuru, they all came. That time, Draupadi also got a chance to meet with all the queens of Krishna. And she was asking everyone how they got married. So everybody would tell the story and then they would tell, and now we are serving Krishna as maid servants. But in Vrindavan, in Gokula, Kevalarati. Radharani can chastise Krishna, can speak bad about Krishna. So that is Kevalabha. Then Kaviraj Goswami starts describing the various symptoms of the 5 rasas. He describes in great detail about all the various symptoms which we can see and understand that, okay, this person is Shanta or Dasya or all these things. Okay, so this section will begin next time from verse number 211. We'll stop now and we'll continue the remaining discussion about these 5 types of rasas in the next class. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srī Caitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.